Dr. Jason, Therabody is super cool. So could you tell us a little bit about maybe your sleeves or some of your technologies that will allow people to continue to perform at a high level?
Yeah, I mean, recovery is really important. Everyone talks about how important it is. My sort of mantra is recovery is when the growth happens. It's not when you're actually going to the gym or when you're making a run. That's when you actually perform, but you're breaking down tissue. And it's the ability we have now with our technologies to be able to repair the body, starting with the mind and the physical side of the body. This is our new G5 Theragun. We've done a lot of science on how it actually warms up a muscle in a proper way. A lot of science coming out about static stretching and how unhealthy it is for you to do consistently over time. It's proven in a lot of athletics that it's actually leads to injuries. I was sharing this with Dean the other day, but we've got these new sleeves. These are calf sleeves. So it's actually compression. These go on the calf. It's graduated compression. So there's 20 millimeters of mercury down here of pressure, and it grows up to 30 millimeters of mercury. Has a really cool battery inside of it. This is great for runners. I was sprinting the other day with it, had it on full. There were 3 speeds. And when I got into my full stride, I couldn't feel the vibration anymore. The muscles were cool. It was crazy. And I had more gas to be able to do what I was doing. I mentioned to you, I run kind of in the same place on the Strand in Manhattan Beach, and I was shocked. We've also got the arm sleeves. The whole idea behind this is having something on your body with the sleeves where you can do active recovery. So you're sitting at your desktop, traveling, you jump in your car after a run and you're driving back home, to be able to have something on your body that's actively helping the body recover, increasing blood flow. We spend a lot of time on the frequencies we work within and how that affects the nervous system, turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. Without that, you don't recover. And so that's where we spend a lot of our time, is focusing on the products and how they deliver the proper frequency to affect your nervous system in a positive way by turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. We all live in a sympathetic state for the most part throughout our days in our life, but having our products in your life gives you the time off and on to be able to check in with that lower part of your nervous system that we don't really access a lot, which is the parasympathetic.
Steven, do you want to add to that a little bit? I know you've written a lot about the parasympathetic nervous system, and I'm curious what your thoughts might be on what Dr. Jason has mentioned.
I was just fascinated by the science. I just wanted you to elaborate for a second on what you meant. There's certain kinds of percussion technologies that are better tuned for the parasympathetic reaction. How does that work? Is it going through the vagus nerve?
Well, it's a lot of your receptor sites. So what we learned is using Theragun on your body for 2 minutes or more actually will turn on your parasympathetic nervous system. It runs at 40 hertz, 16 millimeters of depth. Those two combinations are what stimulates the nervous system over time. But I could actually use this on any of you for 30 seconds on a muscle area, move it quickly, and it'll activate your nervous system. I took it skiing, had it in my backpack, pulled it out, had it going down moguls every 30 seconds or so, and just hit my legs, and it took away the lactic acid. So those are different types of ways to use that. But what you're talking about, Steve, is actually activating the nervous system. When I work on athletes, and I do it quite often, I know that when I get past that 2.5 minute mark, they're really coming down. Their eyes get heavy, their breath gets a little bit slower. It's activating the nervous system. I call these things a neuromuscular treatment device. It is percussive therapy, but the effect it has on your body is both muscular and neurological.
Oh, fantastic. Dean, have you experienced some of the things that Dr. Jason is talking about in terms of your recovery and how you train?
Yeah, I got my first Theragun, I think it was around 2010, and it's changed everything. In fact, my most recent book that came out in 2018, I write about running this race called the Western States 100-mile endurance run. And it was the first time I saw Theraguns in aid stations. And this woman hit my quad, and it got me back on course, and it got me to the finish line. So big believer, and longtime user.